To listen on Spotify, click the link below.
Let me tell you about my little Vegas trip here. Came in a day early, and Jim Norton is a huge UFC fan, and I didn't even realize that there was a fight this weekend. So, Joe Rogan, a fellow comedian, he actually hooked us up with these awesome tickets. And I went down and I watched was it UFC 32? 132, I'm sorry, with Uriah Faber fighting some guy Cruz. I don't know the fucking names. There's only so many sports I can pay attention to, but I got to tell you something. You got to go to one of these UFC things. And just especially if you're actually in the performing arts on any level, and as much as you think it's badass to be in a band, or it's badass to be a comedian, or maybe to be a fucking, a fucking professional football player, there is nothing more badass than when Bruce Buffer does your goddamn intro and you come in not wearing a shirt to just fucking throw down with another fucking human being. It was just, I never felt like such a bitch in my life. I just remember just going like, do I really think that I'm some sort of badass doing stand-up comedy? And not to mention, if you're a fan of the UFC, this is another reason why you have to come out and see one of the live events. Is as badass as Bruce Buffer sounds. For those of you who don't watch, he does all the intros for the fighters. As badass as that guy sounds on TV, there's nothing like seeing that guy live. He is unfucking believable. He was so good. I was sitting there, Doug Benson. He was actually there, not to name drop a bunch of comics, but we just started laughing. He was so good, and we were just laughing at like the intros. Like the average intro that you get at like a college gig. You're a comedian. He's been on Comedy Central and David Letterman. His name is Bill Burr. And here he is. That's what you'll get at like a college. Or you go to a comedy club, it's a little more professional. They'll be like, hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Punchline in Atlanta. How's everybody doing tonight? Yay. Oh, come on. You guys can do better than that. It's Friday night. I said, how's everybody? Yeah. That's the best we get. Dude, Bruce Buffer. I don't even want to try and imitate. I'm going to and embarrass myself, but he's just like, he just comes out. He has this sound, Ladies and gentlemen, it is time! And everybody's just like, what the You're just fucking looking at the ring. Fighting! And he just fucking he just goes right through their credits. He's fucking pointing at him in every fucking thing that they've done in his career. He's like enunciating. He's getting his body into it. The fucking fighters are bouncing on either foot. I got amped up. I'm not even fighting. I'm sitting out in the fucking crowd. For half a second, I thought I knew how to fight. It was unbelievable. I thought I had a belt in something. It was the shit. And then, like, every fight I saw was great. The second I walked in, I saw, I think I saw 6 fights. 5 of them either ended in knockout or TKO. And I'm so bad with the names. What's his face? Was it Vanderlei Silva? He got knocked out by this dude with red hair in 27 fucking seconds. And after the dude with the red hair knocked him out, or dyed red hair, he's a spy in my world. He fucking knocks this guy out. And if you see the look on his face when he was flexing after he did it, it was one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life. Once again, you just look at the guy, and as every guy always thinks, every guy has a nightmare of could I survive in prison? That guy does not have that nightmare. That dude, unrapeable. That's the highest level belt that you can get in martial arts. Oh, speaking of which, somebody knocked out somebody. I don't know what I can't remember. They started to blend together. And at the end of the fight, after he won, he got his blue belt. He said, yeah, I just got my blue belt in whatever discipline. And I was laughing, going like, something like, that's legitimately earning a blue belt as opposed to the blue belt that you get as a fucking accountant rolling around on some mat in a goddamn strip mall. This guy fucking just fought on pay-per-view and got a blue belt. Not even a black belt. I don't know. It was unbelievable. It was just an amazing thing. And I want to thank Joe Rogan once again for totally hooking me up. I'll thank him from Jim Norton, Club Soda Kenny, and everybody else that came out. It was awesome, man. It was awesome. And then seeing Rogan come in, he's so fucking ridiculously good at it. Asks all the questions, you want to hear the answers to, and it was great. The only other fight I had ever been to, I went to a Miguel Cotto fight at Madison Square Garden, and it was a non-title thing, and I didn't know a lot of the guys underneath, and Michael Buffer wasn't doing the announcements, so, they just had one of those old guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to world famous Madison Square Garden. Back in the day, amazing fights used to happen here, but tonight you will not see those. A non-titled event. It was awesome, man. It was so I highly recommend it. If you haven't gotten the pay-per-view, definitely check it out. Even though I kind of ruined what a couple I told, I guess I gave the results of a few of them. I really am a dope. Well, fuck you. The air conditioning's not on here. So, anyways, how far into this podcast am I? Recently, my girl took me to a street fair, right? They close off the block, right? They close off the block. There's like shawarma. There's like shit made out of buttons, right? People with no teeth are making keychains, It's a typical girlfriend idea. It sucks, and it's going to take all Saturday, right? I literally walked like 2-3 tables away. There's this lady standing there with this big table and nothing but muffins, right? She's got this big stupid, look at the muffins I made. Look at her face. And the second I saw that shit, that part of my brain was just like, dude, what would happen if you just came up and just said, hey, lady, are these your muffins? Oh, yeah? And just started going fucking bang, 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 bang. Like, how many of these muffins could I mush before anybody did anything? I mean, realistically, I think I could have got the whole table. Because even if you saw me doing that shit, it would take at least 5 to 6 seconds to process. Like, did they say you could do that? Is it like a game? Do you eat the muffin off your fist? That just seems like a waste of pastry. Dude, there's no security and shit like that. There's no dude standing there. He's mushing the muffins. Okay, I'm on it. Sorry, we're gonna have to ask you to leave. So I just started thinking of the horrified, fucked up look in this lady's face as I started slamming these muffins. And out of nowhere, I just started laughing like a maniac. I'm like slumped over this fried dough cart. I'm dying. My girl looks at me. She's like, what the hell are you laughing at? And like an idiot, I actually tried to explain this fucked up thought to her. Like she was gonna get it on some level, right? I'm just sitting there like, I was just thinking, what if I started punching the muffins? You know what I mean? I just started punching them. And she's just looking at me like, why do I go out with you? All right, I'm out of time. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much. Very much. Thank you.
Bill Burr, round of applause for Bill, man.
Did you guys see the beatdown at McDonald's where that dude was standing there and these two ladies came into the McDonald's? It's the one right down there on, you get off the West 4th Street E-Train, right there down in the Village. 2 blocks over, Joe's Pizza. That's a good slice of pizza. Right as you come out of there, Spike Lee's probably filming people playing basketball and handball, going, yo, this is New York City. Right? I trashed him on Twitter yesterday. He was talking shit about my Boston Celtics. So I said something, but I kept it funny, hoping that he would still put me in one of his movies, and I could either play a complete nerdy white guy who doesn't understand black people or an over-the-top racist. Anyways, I don't give a fuck. Get me in a movie. I'll do it. So anyways, at McDonald's down there. So these two ladies, they walk into the McDonald's, okay, and they try and buy a goddamn Big Mac and a Happy Meal, and they throw a $50 bill on the counter. Right there. Major red flag. Who the fuck pays for McDonald's with a $50 bill? Who even has $50 and is going to go into McDonald's? Nobody. There's not been a $50 bill in McDonald's since they started that fucking place. So these ladies try to pass this 50, and the guy behind the counter, he starts looking at the 50, and he's like, excuse me, ladies, I don't think that this is real. So they go, listen, motherfucker, you better give us a goddamn fish fillet and whatever, quarter pounder with cheese, and give us our fucking change, or we're going to fuck you up. And he said, I don't think so. And then this girl just hauls off and slaps the guy. Slaps him, and then the other one, and then she climbs up over the counter. Now the other one just starts just really slowly just walking around the counter like, well, I guess we got to fuck this guy up. This is what we do. And the guy backs up into the fryer-later area, and I don't know where the fuck he found this goddamn lead pipe. It was like a cartoon, like in the cartoons when Bugs Bunny would just sort of, he'd be standing sideways. You'd just have a side view, and he'd have a problem, and he would just turn to the blind side, and all of a sudden he'd have a giant hammer, and he'd hit Elmer Fudd over the head, and you'd be like, where the fuck did that come from? Was that leaning up against his right rabbit leg and I didn't see it? How did Elmer Fudd not fucking see it? Huh? With that gigantic head of his. How did he not view that as a threat? This guy did the real-life version of that. He was backing up, and he was next to some French fries, and next thing you know, he's got this lead pipe. Ugh. And he just fucking starts wearing these girls out with it. Bam, bam, bam. I got to give it up to those girls. They took a good 3-4 each, and then they disappeared under the counter. And he just keeps fucking hitting them. Bam, bam, bam. And this lady's going, stop it, stop it, stop it. And he just keeps fucking going. Like this bitch is screaming. It's like those little doggy toys. You know those little doggy toys that squeak, that you know, they make those little noises? You know why dogs get so excited? Because it sounds like a fucking animal dying. And it taps into their wild animal side. So this bitch is thinking she's helping shit. She should have been like, excuse me, is that something you really want to do? Instead, she's going, stop it, stop it. And this guy's, he won't stop hitting him. Will not stop fucking hitting him. All right? So, you know how this shit works. Fucking two ladies attack a guy. Doesn't make a difference. They can sit there and slap you around like you're a fucking cartoon. You're supposed to be like, they're women. I need to respect them. This guy said, fuck that. Fuck that. And like Bugs Bunny turned to the side, and there was this magic lead pipe, and he fucking kicked the shit out of both of them. So, of course, he gets arrested for assault. And I got to admit, I was totally supporting what he was doing through the first 37 hits. It's the last 19 that I'm just like, all right, okay. Neil was saying he actually was like that dude in Drive when he stomped that guy's head in the elevator. He kind of went to that level. But at the end of the day, I'm like, well, that's why you don't go around slapping people in the fucking face, because they might have gone to magician school and they know how to magically have a fucking goddamn lead pipe out of nowhere. All right, so this guy's going to trial, and I'm thinking there's no fucking way. Then you find out this dude actually has a record. This guy went to jail for manslaughter. All right? And he got out. And there's only two places that you can get a job after you've gone to jail for manslaughter. You can either get into show business or you can work at McDonald's. All right? You can't get a job at fucking Macy's. There is a glass ceiling. When you go to jail for fucking manslaughter, that's it. Unless your dad owns a company, you can get into sales. You can sell somebody a fucking piece of shit car, but you're not selling a Mercedes. You're going to be at Sam's Hot Car Lot down the street, right? Reservoir Dogs, anybody? That's why right there, okay, before I even continue talking about this story, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't walk around slapping perfect strangers in the face. It's because you don't know their backstory. You don't know what they've done. You don't know what they're capable of doing. This is a guy who already took somebody's life, and you're looking at him like, oh, hey, what's up there, Mick French Fry guy? Take this 50 or I'm going to slap the shit out of you, and you don't realize that this guy has been in fucking prison. All right? He probably knows how to turn that piece of paper with Ulysses S. Grant, turn that into a fucking shank somehow. He figured out how to fucking do it. You know what I mean? So, these two ladies get an unbelievable life lesson in why you can't walk around acting like you're some action hero in real life. So anyway, so it goes to trial, and I can't fucking believe it. I'm like, there's no way this guy's not getting convicted. He's a guy. He beat down two women with a fucking pipe. He went above and beyond with this shit, and he has a record. It's fucking over, right? It's over. He's not rich. You know, it's over. This guy is going to jail. I can't fucking believe it. He got off. The guy got acquitted. So for once on the podcast, I'm actually happy. And I can tell you this. If they convicted him of a lesser charge because he just kept hitting them, I wouldn't have been mad, because I would have been like, dude, they were down. They were fucking down, and they were down, and then they were part of the tile, and you were still fucking hitting them. We have this clip, by the way, on the MM podcast page has now been turned over. The new fan page is just BillBurr.com. You just go to my podcast page. And anyways, we'll have the video up there and all that shit. So anyway, he got off, and they charged the women with shit, and I don't think that they're getting off. They'll probably get lesser because they're women. You know what I mean? And that's just, women always get less time, it seems. You know? Because at the end of the day, the judge thinks, well, maybe if I give them a little less time, they'll come over here and blow me under my robe. I don't know what the deal is. Have you guys seen this YouTube video? My name is John Dacre. You got to watch this thing. I apologize because it's going to be in your fucking head for the rest of time. I'll post the video to my Twitter account. He's singing Amore, and he can't remember how to sing. Listen.
Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-ling, ting-a-ling-ling, and the bell ring, more.
I can't stop watching this guy. This guy, I swear to God, I think it's his first TV gig. Somebody was sick, I think they say at the beginning, so this guy fills in, and if you look at him, he's literally having an outer-body experience. So it's so funny to me because I can relate to this person, because the first time I did stand-up, I felt like I was watching myself. I fucked everything up. And this guy, just the way he says his name, it's almost, he says like, my name is John Dacre. It's like he was outside. I think that might be my favorite part of the video is when this fucking guy just, the way he says his own name. He didn't say, my name's John Dacre. He goes, my name's John Dacre. I did it right the first time. I just fucked it up. You got to hear this. You got to hear this fucking guy. He says he's singing all these Jesus songs. Hang on.
My name is John Dacre.
That's the funniest shit ever. My name's John Dacre. It's like he's watching his life. Like he already died. And then he came back. And he just got to... Like first time you ever realized, my name is John Dacre. That's my fucking name, and this is my life, and I'm on TV, and I'm going to sing this song. This is what I did with my life. You look at the guy, fucking poor bastard. Anyways, it's Daker. If you're just listening now and you want to fucking watch it at work. Oh my God, listen to him sing Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Sons of men and angels say hallelujah. Your voice in triumph high, hallelujah.
Fucking guy. Oh, damn it for the grace of God. This fucking guy would be the most interesting interview ever. Just like, he's one of the most fascinating people I've ever seen. Like, what is going on in between those fucking ears right now? I think if you could make a show about his fucking thoughts, you know, all these fucking movies. Oh, it's, yeah, you know, they show the movie, but it's done in reverse, and then they try to fucking flip you out. Nothing Pink Floyd could ever fucking write can match what's going on in this guy's head. Highly recommended. All right, let's read some a little bit of advertising here. Bells will ring, ring-a-ding-a-ding, that's amore. Where the fuck is the goddamn... My name is John Dacre. All right, Captain America, everybody. Hey, Billy Bruce Banner. I don't imagine you're spending your free time reading comic books. Yeah, I can't get into them. I really like the way they're drawn, though. And I also, like, the superheroes always have, like, they have, like, the hottest girlfriends, at least the ones that I read. Spider-Man's girlfriend was fucking ridiculous. Jesus Christ, the fucking titties, ass, and legs. I mean, she was fucking amazing. Beautiful goddamn woman. That's why I don't like the movies, you know what I mean? Because nowadays, they got to make sure they can't go too fucking pretty now, or else all the fatties get fucking upset. Yeah, that's an impossible image. I go to the fucking gym. Do I fucking cry when Brad Pitt takes his shirt off? Maybe I do, but I don't tweet about it. All right, I don't imagine you spending your free time reading comic books, Bill, but I thought I'd share some news with you, man. It was revealed months back. The Captain America was actually a Hydra spy all these years. Hydra is basically the Nazis.
What? All right. It was assumed that they would write it in that he wasn't actually a spy this whole time, but was pretending to be. Well, this month they decided to make it so that Captain America is and has always been a bad guy. The story elements they are adding are trash, so it's not even a cool twist. Is there anything better? Is there anything better than the pissed off comic book reader with the direction they're taking the story? You like that fucking Dolores Claiborne, whatever the fucking name is, Misery, whatever the hell her name was. This isn't how it should end. What else are they supposed to do? He's been a good guy for 100 fucking years, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you fucking comic. Am I even gonna read the rest of this? You guys have, out of respect, I'll read the last few sentences here. He goes, "I'm not a staunch Republican." Where the fuck did my screen go? "I'm not a staunch Republican or a wild Southerner. I'm just a guy who is tired of this self-hating trend. What's with people hating tradition so much that they can't stand a hero just being a hero?" Oh, I see. You went in a different direction. This is good why I read it. Okay. "I think you'd like some of the newer comic titles. Pictures and words and some good stories. Makes for an easy, stimulating read. Just don't read Captain America. Love you. Love Nia. Congrats on the little lady." Thank you. Sir, what you're dealing with here is money. That's why they're doing it. They have exhausted every fucking possible storyline. You know what I mean? Like, you remember the Brady Bunch when they had to bring in Oliver, right? Remember Happy Days? Like, after a while, like Ron Howard, he just left. It's just like, there's nothing left to do with this character. I'm out of here. And all of a sudden, Fonzie started wearing suits, and he was teaching a mechanic class. He became a teacher. This fucking hooligan riding a motorcycle. Next thing you know, he's pulling up in a station wagon, teaching this fucking guy with blonde hair how to fucking tune a carburetor. He's actually helping him with their problems. All of a sudden, it became like Welcome Back, Kotter. It's because they were out of ideas. It had run its course. And I hate to tell you this, but Captain America has run its fucking course. All right? They're going to get themselves out of this. All right? They'll do the classic thing that, it wasn't actually the real Captain America. It was fucking somebody else. But the thing is, dude, who you should really blame is Al Gore. He's the reason that this is all going down. Because, as we all know, Al Gore invented the internet. He said it himself. He said it himself, and he said it again. All right, the man invented the internet. And the internet, gave birth to fucking Napster, which gave birth to all of these things where people could watch movies and shit for free. Right? Napster obviously was music, but the other shit. People go on Pirate Bay, they just watch all these movies for free. So what happened was that killed the fucking $30 million to $70 million movies. Like, they just went away. So then everything became either super fucking cheap or a $100 million superhero fucking movie where it's like, all right, we're going to just spend all this money and people are going to go because they're going to want to see special effects at the movie screen. That's what happened. So, and they made 9,000 of these fucking movies, and there's nowhere else to go with them. I think they made a couple of Captain America movies, didn't they? I don't fucking know. But now what they're going to do is they're going to set this up that now this guy is actually a fucking Nazi, and who was doing all this great stuff in America. I don't understand. He was like saving children while spying on us. I don't know. They're somehow going to try to explain all of that shit. I have no idea. But eventually he's going to fight Batman. All right? We all know that Batman has one professional fight under his belt, and he's 0 for 1. Right? He lost to Superman. So before he gets another shot at the title, I think he has to fight somebody else. Who's he going to fight? It can't be Lex Luthor and fucking the octopus guy. I mean, those guys, they're played out. All right, they're all punch drunk. Spider-Man's been fucking them up for years. They need somebody new, so this is the only way to go. All right? I would be surprised if Vince McMahon does not sue them for this storyline, because he did this with Hulk Hogan like 50 times. You knew Hulk Hogan was you knew when he was the bad guy I loved, because he would dye the side of his beard. He would dye that fucking black, and then he would have the fucking blonde mustache, which, by the way, I thought looked really cool. He had a great fucking Fu Manchu. He still does. Do you ever see a guy go bald more gracefully than that? He just kept pushing it back like Richard Rawlings, and every time he did it, it was a little further back, Then he started wearing the scarves. It always come off, and he, I don't know, tanned his head up. He looked great.
Yeah, it was fucking raining out. This is one thing I've learned, that when you go to a football game and you're dealing with the elements, This is the more of a douchebag you look like, the warmer you're going to be. All right, I saw the rain, and I said, fuck this. And we went right to Dick's Sporting Good, and I'm like, I'm buying that fucking, I'm going to buy a raincoat with the matching raincoat slacks. I don't give a fuck. I bought a pair of wool socks, and I was good to go. So I'm with Verzi, and, you know, they only had like 2 raincoats left, and they were the exact same color. This fucking grape slush puppy purple. So we both have matching extra large fucking we got the jackets and the pants like we're working at a fucking airport, and we're bringing in the fucking Soul plane, right? That was a purple airplane, right? That's what we look like. So we show up to the game, right? Neither one of us is comfortable because neither one of us is a Jets or a Bills fan, so we're in enemy territory, and it's fucking drizzling out. It's fucking cold. So I proceed to put on this Barney the Dinosaur outfit, right? And right off the bat, Verzi starts punking out, going, "Man, I'm just gonna wear the top. I'm just gonna wear the top," trying to act like it's not raining out that bad. The reality is he didn't want to go through the hazing that he would have to if the two of us walked in with our purple on purple fucking raincoats times 2. We would have got a ton of shit, and I was prepared to take it. I had a whole fucking silly walk I was gonna be doing. I don't give a fuck. So he punked out. So we end up walking in, but my head's cold, right? All I have is a baseball cap on. So I'm like, fuck, I got to buy a hat. Can I buy a Bills? Who gives a fuck? They were in last place. Maybe I'll buy a Bills hat. And then I saw this one with a Patriot logo on it. I said, fuck it, I'll get that one. So I put that one on. I'm nice and warm. We go to Will Call. We pick up our tickets. We go into that high school football stadium that they have out there that I actually love. Looks like an old school football stadium. You know what I like about that football stadium? That's about the size of a football stadium that holds real fans. You know what I mean? All these new ones that hold like 100,000 fucking people, that's all the bandwagon shitheads. You know, when you're 0-4, the real fucking fans show up, or 0-3, right? So we walk into the goddamn stadium. We're loving life, right? I'm already laughing at Verzi because I know damn well what's going to happen. He's going to walk out there. There's going to be some shitty little plastic seat that's going to be covered in fucking water, and the only way he's going to be able to absorb it is through his goddamn jeans and his fucking BVDs. And then he's going to be sitting there with a wrinkled-up nutsack that's going to be getting hypothermia by second quarter. Why do I know this? Because I've been there. So we get a couple of beers. We get this fucking beef on a stick or whatever the fuck they call it. We're good to go. We go in there, sit down. He sits basically down in a fucking puddle. He tried to stick a newspaper down, which is very absorbent. And I don't know, we sat there, and I had hope for about 8 seconds in that game, and the Jets came down and just they just kicked the shit out of him. Christ, they kicked the shit out of him! And it was just over. So immediately, our solution is just to start drinking the way we drank at the Masters. We're like, fuck it, let's get going here, right? So we're making trip after trip, and all of a sudden, I got to take a piss, right? So I go, and I'm standing in line. And all of a sudden, this fucking 6'5", goofy-looking jackass. One of those guys who's like 6'5", but you still think you can take him because he's just covered in baby fat. You know, he's got a couple of whiskers on his chin, and his cheeks are rosier than Saint Nick, right? He's got this jersey on and this big, stupid, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan with the horns on it and stuff. You know, he's the wacky guy. So I'm not even thinking shit, right? This is Bills Jets. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not talking any shit. I'm fine. I forgot I was wearing my Patriots hat. And all of a sudden, this big goofy jackass starts going, what's what you had? Were you a Patriots fan? You like the Rats? We got a rat over here, the Rats. He likes the fucking Rats. And this shit, right? And I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever. He starts giving me shit. I start giving him shit back. And then the weirdest fucking thing happened. By the time I get in to the actual men's room, I've given these people so much fucking shit that actually there's Bills and Jets fans at a Bills and Jets game. They're playing each other. They stopped giving each other shit, and they teamed up together and started giving me shit, right? And then I just said, I don't know what I was thinking. I felt like I was on stage because it was like a crowd. I wasn't thinking like, hey, you know what, Bill? You really haven't had a fight outside of your family since maybe playing fucking street hockey in the 6th grade. I didn't give a fuck. I'm in a goddamn bathroom waiting to take a piss in a goddamn trough, by the way. And And then they just started giving, fucking, this one dude starts going, Tom Brady sucks dick. He sucks dick. And he's like miming it like ridiculously well. So I'm like, yeah, you know, buddy, you do that real well. He goes, I learned it by watching Tom Brady. I'm like, oh, yeah, did you rent that porno, you fucking fag? Gets a little uglier. Then this other dude, what the fuck I can't remember what the hell he was saying to me. And I just said, look, I'm sorry you guys have never won a Super Bowl. You know? Then the Jets fan pipes in. I go, do you realize the last time you guys won a Super Bowl, Charlie Chaplin was still alive? Do you understand that? Do you know what cars look like the last time you won, you fucking morons? And then this other guy, I go, dude, we've won 3 Super Bowls. I'm sorry, right? And then the guy goes, well, you didn't play in the games. I go, neither did you. Then he's just standing there with this dumb look on his face. I go, that's right. Keep staring forward. You got nothing. Forgetting that I don't know how to fight. So all of a sudden, it's my turn to piss. I take my dick out. I'm ready to piss. And one of these fucking pussies pushed me in the back, hoping that I was pissing at the time. Fortunately, I wasn't. So I turn around. I put my dick away because I'm a gentleman. I said, I go, is that how you guys do it out here? Really? I go, which one of you guys pushed me? Like I'm fucking Jackie Chan. And for some reason, none of them said anything. I don't know if it was my purple on purple raincoat or the look of fire in my eye, but I'm a fucking 42-year-old balding redhead talking shit in there, and none of them said anything. So now it's kind of funny to me. I felt like I was in like the World Series of Poker, and I went all in, and I didn't have a hand whatsoever. So I don't know who the fuck pushed me, but that's what, I mean, come on. Bitchiest move of the fucking week. How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you push another man when he's got his goddamn dick out trying to piss into a fucking trough? I mean, how do you get lower than that? Do you guys have any ideas? How do you get lower than that? So then, after none of them said anything, I go back and I start taking a piss, and then that other dude who was miming somebody sucking a dick unbelievably well, right? He's next to me with one of those stupid hats that has the toggles on the side. And he's still trying to give me shit. And I'm going, go fuck yourself. And then he just starts screaming over and over again. Are you looking at my dick? Are you looking at my dick? Like, maniacally, like 5 times. I just sort of stared at him like, why do you keep going this gay angle? Like, why is there always, I don't know. I think he was one of those guys, he was kind of in the closet, and then, so he just goes to football games, and he gets really drunk, trying to just kill the feelings. I think he liked me, is what I'm saying. So if he's listening to this, I'm sorry, I'm spoken for. You fucking pansy. You fucking believe that? First of all, what's wrong with me? I really replayed all of that in my head, because once I got out of there, I was like, I really started thinking, like, what did you think you were going to do in there? They're not Clint Eastwood, yet saying things Clint Eastwood would say? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know if I've said this before in a podcast. A public bathroom is the worst fucking place to ever get into a fight. There is nothing soft. Everything is porcelain, pipes, that concrete floor, and then it has a mist of piss and shit. It's just it's the worst place ever. You know? Not to mention, it usually starts evidently when one person has begun the pissing process. So, older, little bit wiser. So then I'm standing in line to go get some more alcohol, because God knows that's what you need after an incident like that. And I was just kind of just sitting there thinking, like, all right, now, how should I have played that? It should have ended when the dude with the water buffalo hat started giving me shit. What I should have done was roll with it. You like the Patriots? I should have been like, yeah, you guys scored 30 on us last week, man. You guys look great, man. I bet the Jets. I bet against the Jets. I hope you guys. I should have just ended it with that. Ended it. I should have extended an olive branch. That's what I should have done. In the future, that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. Because that was a potentially ugly situation. But fortunately, I think the people who were doing it, had jobs, and no one wanted to get sued, and no one was willing to take it to that level. And when I say fortunately, I mean for me and my face. Oh, do you know how bad that would have been to get stomped in that fucking purple on purple raincoat, laying there with my dirty fucking Patriots hat? And my team wasn't even playing. I would have lost the lawsuit. They would have been like, let me get this straight. You're a Patriots fan. You wear a Patriots hat to a Bills-Jets game, and you somehow managed to get the shit kicked out of you? What the fuck did you say? You know, that's one of the great things about being a guy is you actually have to take responsibility for your actions. See, a woman would be like, there's no excuse. There's no reason. I don't care what happened. You don't hit a girl, which is true. You don't hit a fucking girl. But there's no learning in that. There's no lesson. You know? Even my best friends would have been like, yeah, those guys are fucking assholes. And but, you know, there would have been an awkward pause. And it would have been like, dude, what the fuck are you talking shit for? By yourself at a game when your team isn't even fucking playing. What's wrong with you? You're 42 years old. Get your shit together. And they would have been right. All right, overrated relationships. Do I really want to read this one with you? He's here. Can you come near the microphone and be a friggin' professional in this unprofessional show?
I know, you're just sitting
Why
there with no
are you
furniture.
wearing moccasins?
They're my slippers.
They're moccasins.
Yeah, moccasin slippers.
Woo!
Stop
Hiya,
that.
hiya, hiya. You got a little
Nothing wrong.
Indian blood in you, don't you?
I don't.
Yes, you
really.
do.
I have like one.
Let me.
16.
What do you got? Black feet in you?
Something.
You get it? Nothing? I get nothing on that?
That was stupid.
You know what?
What?
Go fuck yourself. Here we go. Relationships. So, sure, they can be good, but are they ever great? Every married guy I know reminisces about his days as a single man. Married guys warn single guys not to get into relationships. They warn guys with girlfriends to never, under any circumstances, get married. This is all true. When you're single, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Whatever you want without first... wait a minute. Let me get this closer. Without first filtering your decisions through the desires of a chick who probably doesn't even know what she wants most of the time and is motivated by the worldview of sex in the city.
Wow, this person sounds like a real prize.
Yeah, but this is true, though. This isn't all women. A lot of women are fucking idiots, just like guys. Wouldn't you say most guys are fucking idiots?
I would, actually.
And aren't most people fucking idiots? Listen, we're all rapeable. But when we're talking...
All I know is that no one is unrapeable. All right,
okay.
let's continue.
Okay. And I am as exotic as a grilled cheese sandwich. I think that might be an instant classic. There wasn't even tomato in that sandwich, was there? Even when the chicks get what they think they want, they're usually still miserable. That's how stupid most of them are. All right, now he's in my school. He's in my quad. I like this guy. You're never going to make them happy, so why even try? Not being constrained by a relationship is one of the greatest things of all time. It's a man's world. Women need men more than men need women. Most men can thrive alone. Most women can't. He's young. You can tell he's young. He hasn't, like, women are still looking at him.
He's a fucking idiot is what he is.
No, he isn't. He's learning. I was this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Then you realize at some point you're old and women don't care anymore, so you got to grab one and just hang on to him and drag him down with you. Most women can't. Ask any honest bisexual girl, and she'll tell you that she wants to end up with a man. Jesus, this guy just keeps... Every time I think he's gone as far as he's going to go, he keeps going. I love him. Enjoy being single. Unless you're a total fucking failure of a man, you'll almost always be able to get a girlfriend if you really want one. Realize, if you're past a certain age, dude, there's a certain amount of money you have to be making for that to continue to happen. And there's a fucking sadness to that life that I can't even begin to describe. Realize what a blessing your freedom is and never allow desperation to put you in chains. He's making some good points here. He definitely has some issues with women.
Some issues with women?
There's a lot of truth in that, Nia.
Enjoy dying alone, asshole.
Hey.
Well?
Listen, basically what you just said was that you're a dumb girl.
Why?
Because that's what he was attacking.
What do you mean? So
Is your world? Oh, we were almost out without an argument.
Why am I dumb?
Because he's attacking women whose worldview comes from Sex in the City.
Okay.
So somehow you got offended by that.
First of all, he's not just attacking women whose worldview is Sex in the City.
I think he is.
He's attacking all women. Read what he said.
Oh, I know. He was just
he
being.
Didn't say some women.
He was
said
just being
all of
silly.
them.
He was just being silly.
No.
You're right.
So
you're right.
Fuck that shit. Fuck it.
Look,
Fuck you.
No, his mother never hugged him. He's got issues.
That's not our fault.
What do you mean? Don't drag me into this. I relate to this guy.
I'm saying our as women. I'm speaking as women.
Well, why don't you just speak for yourself, you fucking delusional jackass? Who elected you?
You did. I'm sitting here, aren't I?
Well, I didn't say to represent all women's.
I'm not representing all women's, but I think I can say with
underwears
some clarity that most smart women who see this would be like, "Oh, fuck yourself, you douche."
All right. Well,
also, can I just make a comment about the whole married versus unmarried thing? The grass is always greener on the other side. Single people who are alone look at couples, and they get a little twinge of like, oh, that's nice. I wish I had somebody to come home to at night that has my back no matter what. That's what you're missing, you short-sighted moron, is that you got somebody who's there with you, who's going to take care of you, who's going to love you and protect you and have your back. It's not just about like being with someone just to be with someone.
We got it. Listen. How do you?
Why can't I respond to this person in the way that I want to?
Because you're being mean. This podcast.
I'm being
this
mean.
podcast.
This email is ridiculous.
This guy's crying out for help.
Ugh. Whatever. Fine. Go on.
This podcast is not about being mean and taking shots at people who can't defend themselves.
I thought that's exactly what it was.
Took you long enough to figure that out. All right. No, but there's a great truth in what he's saying here is that a lot of people just jump in a relationship, and it's like relationships are fucking difficult.
Yes.
Okay? So you better pick the right person or you're going to be fucking miserable. So you are better off to be single and lonely rather than just being in some shit so you got somebody to fucking make brownies with. That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah, that's
all right?
true, but he didn't say that. He ended up saying that most chicks are going to be miserable anyway, and they all have this stupid worldview. So
That's
why
true.
even bother?
Most women are going to be miserable, and they're never going to be fucking happy.
And
Okay?
what are you basing this on?
You know something? You guys always say a good man is hard to find. That works both fucking ways.
I understand
Well,
that.
then this is what. Well, this motherfucker hasn't found the one yet. So he's dating a bunch
he's
of.
lashing out at everybody because he can't seem to figure out how to make a relationship work, and he can't find the value in the relationship. So automatically, it's not valuable.
First of all, the only person lashing out is you right now.
Well, I'm annoyed at
completely
this.
lost your temper. There's a guy here. He writes in. He's looking for a little bit of goddamn guidance.
No,
he wants some
looking for
advice.
your approval. That's what
He got it. He's fucking hilarious.